want you to listen. I don't want you to call. Go get an internet show with one of these asshole comics. Go get a podcast or some shit. Don't call here my show anymore. All right? You got it?
Codebase Radio presents.
Matt, you're on the air.
Remember the Jay Thomas thing, Howard?
Do I remember it? Yes.
Jesse got asked to do a radio show, and I'm doing it with him, believe it or not.
Where are you doing that?
Well, we do it live on this thing called Codebase Radio.
On Hold with Matt and Jesse.
Big deal. You're on the internet doing a show.
We hope all stations explode and fall on Jesse of San Diego.
On Hold with Matt and Jesse. Go find that on the internet.
Codebase Radio.
Hey, this is Jesse. This is Bill in Sacramento, and what you did on Howard was off the hook, and getting your plug on there was wild, and that's why I'm calling you, and I'm going to start listening, and that's the way it's done. Great job, bro. If you hear this, congratulations. Later.
Today we got three good guests calling in today.
Yeah,
And,
among them, Riley Martin's calling in, which is a thrill for me, and I'm sure for you.
Stop, guys. We disconnected. Hold on.
Disconnected? When did we disconnect? Are we on?
781 is who? Tommy from Malden? We're back on now. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello?
Shit.
Hello, we got Riley Martin calling in, which is a thrill and a half.
And we're starting off. We got Tommy from Malden, who I've been wanting to talk to for the longest time.
I actually have two. He's on now, huh? Hello, hello.
No, whoever it was, we lost him.
781. Yeah, I don't. You know what? I don't think that would be a Malden area code. I bet that was Sean, actually, because I think he had a 781 number.
No, it's Tommy.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay.
Yeah. He gave me his numbers.
It's not letting me add him to the group call for some reason, just like it was doing with D the last time.
That's bizarre. We need Scott the engineer. No, I'm sure he wouldn't. I'm sure it would be much more of a debacle.
Let me see if I can add him to my list.
We're new to this, so if you could bear with us.
Add the contacts.
So anyways, the past couple of weeks, me and Jesse have been thinking we were getting blocked, and evidently we were right on. We found out that we've been calling into the shows too much, so we finally kind of got an answer that they didn't want us oversaturating the lines, which I thought was kind of ridiculous, but it's been resolved.
Yeah, well, part of the reason why we were oversaturating the lines is because we were trying to figure out what we were getting hung up on. And we finally got an explanation. So now we can back off. Like back office radio.
Right. This is part of the reason I like doing is because Thursdays, with Howard off and with nothing new on Thursday mornings and not even having back office radio now, we got new, Howard related shows on Thursday nights. So hopefully we can be another show people can look forward to on Thursdays.
I want to give a shout out to Sean, who's
God.
He's listening to us right now. So
Didn't you listen to Mutt yell at me the other night? Shout out to boring. Or we only have an hour. No, I'm kidding. I've never heard Mutt scold anybody for that but me. And I guess before Superfan Roundtable last night, they had a meeting about the shout-outs, And then I was the first call, and I got yelled at for saying hi to my friend Gina that was in and actually won the trivia contest I did. She was on the panel last night, and I said hi to her, and Mutt didn't like that very much.
Okay,
See
there's
if
a
you can
phone
add him
number.
to the group call.
Are you talking to us? I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, never mind. I don't know why it won't add him.
Did you block him for some reason, like the last time?
No, and I checked, and all my settings say to allow anyone to call. Is he trying to call the Skype number, or is he trying to call the phone number?
Well, probably the phone number if we have his phone number. That's the only way. I wouldn't even know how to tell somebody to call Skype. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be that hard to tell them the name, but...
Yeah.
What is it, just a problem with the...
It just says if I take his call, it puts you guys on hold. For some reason, I don't get the option to add him to the group call like I usually do.
Well, we are on hold.
Yeah.
Matt and Jesse.
Okay, so I'm back. Can you hear me?
Sound a little muffled.
Is that better? Hello,
Yes,
hello?
it is.
Okay. Yeah, that was Tommy. So I don't know. Maybe is it possible to call him like we did Chris last week?
Well, sorry, Tommy. I mean, we had you lined up, and now we're having trouble. Sorry about...
No, I don't even have the option to...
This is funny.
This is strange.
I don't have the option to add him.
I wonder if we'll have this problem throughout the show.
not.
Hopefully not. Yeah, me too.
Not.
I mean, who cares about Tommy? But we don't want Riley to get this. I'm kidding, Tommy.
Yeah. Oh shit. I can bust out the speaker. Go ghetto like last week or like last time.
Oh God. Yeah, that's a very Mickey Mouse way to do a radio show. I've never even considered doing that.
Hey, when worst comes to worst.
Right. Well, it's unbelievable that we got blacklisted,
I wonder
so
it's
to speak.
because I didn't initiate the call. You guys
Was
didn't
it
let
that?
me initiate the... I didn't initiate the call. Hold on, let me call you both back.
Okay.
All right, add to group call.
Hello?
Who's this?
This is Tommy from Malden.
Okay, you're on the air. One moment.
Okay.
This is Tommy.
Do we have Jesse and Matt?
Hello. I'm here. So should we hang up with this call?
I don't know, man. This is all fucking...
Can you hear me? Hello?
It's not letting me take any calls because I think that Matt initiated the call to us versus letting me...
I didn't initiate
Everybody
anything.
Everybody hang up. Yeah, you called. Remember, we couldn't see you online, so you called in.
Oh.
Hold on.
Oh, I don't know.
Here, hang up.
Hello?
All right, I should be on with Jesse.
Yeah. But where's everybody else?
Now I'm trying to find... See, Matt's not online. That's what I don't understand. I can't find Matt.
What about Tommy?
Oh, this is crazy. Okay, who's on the line with us now?
Tommy.
Tommy from Malden again.
All right, now we just need Matt to call in.
Hey, what's up, Tommy?
What's up, Jesse? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm having a blast right now with this.
I'm just watching the Pope wash the prisoner's feet, and then he leaned down and kissed him like Baba Booey did to what's her name, Jenny McCarthy.
Nice.
So your co-host hasn't shown up, huh? Who do you think he is, Nicki Minaj?
Yeah. Did you hear him talk shit about you for that quick second?
Who?
No. He said.
I heard the people on the wrap-up. Superfan Roundtable mentioned me last night.
Oh yeah.
One guy said he actually liked me. Yeah, he goes, I kind of like Tommy now.
Yeah. Well, I've always liked your calls, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh wait. Matt Ryan's calling.
Matt Ryan from the Atlanta Falcons?
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Hold on. I don't know if that's gonna cut you off.
Okay. If I do, I'll call back.
Okay. Let's see.
I think I'm still here. Hello.
It should be Tommy and Jesse still, right?
Yeah, I'm here.
And Jesse?
I don't hear Jesse. I hear you. Who's that? Who's the woman?
It's
hello.
Vicky, I'm sorry.
Oh, hi, Vicky.
And Jesse's not with us anymore?
I don't hear him.
And now who's on the line? You're on the
Okay.
air.
This is Chris from Zona. How you doing?
So now I'm on the line with everybody but the hosts.
Yeah. Hey, Chris from Zona. What's happening?
How you doing, man?
All right.
So what's going on?
Nothing. I love your
Friday.
bong hits. Love your bong hits on Superfan Roundtable.
Thank you, buddy. Is Riley going to be on hold?
I heard, yeah, he's going to be on after 7, I heard. Well, that's Eastern time.
Okay, so you guys, I called too early then.
I think I called too early, too. They're having some technical difficulties there. We can't get Jesse on. This is Tommy from Malden. He asked me to call in, and I called in, but we can't get everybody on at the same time here.
Hello.
Oh, wow.
Hello.
Hello.
Who's that?
Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry about this confusion.
That's okay.
All right. So welcome to On Hold with Chris and Tommy.
Yeah. What's up, Chris?
Check it out, man.
Baba Booey to y'all. Oh, my Lord, this is quite tensus.
Yeah, it got very tensus for a minute.
All right, well,
Tommy.
Chris, we got too many on the line. So, Chris, I'm going to hang up with you because Tommy was our scheduled guest, but thank you for calling in.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Chris,
Okay.
thanks for the technical help. Tommy, it's nice to finally talk to you.
Clusterfuck.
This Matt?
Yes, it is.
So where do you live in the Boston area?
I live in Haverhill, and if you want
Okay,
to be
I got a
specific,
friend from Haverhill.
I live in Bradford, the nicer part of
Okay.
Haverhill.
Yeah, you're ashamed to say Haverhill, so you say Bradford, right?
Oh, I live in Bradford.
Yeah.
That's where I'm from, and everyone hates that I say it. But
No. You know who's from Haverhill? Zenaida Perez.
Oh, I know, and she lies about her age because she says she's a year older than me, and me and none of my friends had any idea who she was.
Really?
When the first call, yeah. Well, because that day everyone was like, "Oh my God, this chick's from Haverhill."
Yeah,
But-
she's my friend's cousin.
Oh, so you know her?
I've never met her. I keep asking my friend to introduce me to her because she's my hero.
Yeah.
She's one of the all-time great guests on Howard Stern, you know?
I saw her her name was in the local paper for getting arrested like 6 months ago.
Really?
And I never said anything. I just didn't think it was interesting.
Well,
So
my friend told me that she's living at home now and she's very religious. The family's very religious, so.
Yeah. I don't know if it was the last time or the time before that she called into the Stern Show. That's when she said that she had converted.
Yeah.
She said a prayer for some cousin that got murdered or something.
Yeah. You know what's funny is that's why I called my friend. I hadn't talked to him in a month or so, and I said, "Oh, sorry to hear about your cousin." He said, "Who?" I guess it's on the other side of the family, his father's side. And he does, I think she's from that side, so he didn't know who had died, but they weren't as close as I thought. So, what are you guys up to tonight?
Not much. Tommy, you're from Malden. You're 40 years old, right? Is that what I think?
I'm 52.
Oh, you're 52.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we probably both had similar time listening to Howard, but if you're 52, then you must. Because I started
listening when he came on in the morning in Boston. I think that was around 96, 95, something like that.
He came on in mornings in around this time of year in 96 because I got my license. I got my license right around now in 96, and that was when he went from nights to mornings on BCN. And that's when I started listening. So no kidding. You sound younger than you are.
A lot of people say that. I had a baby face up until I hit 40. I used to get carded until I was like 30, and then it goes downhill from there.
I'm 33. I still get carded.
I was aware of Howard because I used to watch it. The Channel 9 show used to be on around here, and I loved it. I had a girlfriend at the time who she'd say, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch Saturday Night Live. And every time she'd complain, and then she'd be cracking up the whole show, So it's like people that say, oh, he's disgusting. My father can't stand them, but, when the E! Show was on, he'd say, I was flipping the channels the other night, and he'd start describing it. He'd say the whole show. So he obviously didn't just, see it for a second. He watched the whole thing, so.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I got into it. Was my dad used to tape the Channel 9 show and hide it in with his porn. So, that's in about 1990, 91 was when I first found out who he was, and then the old OJ thing was when he first came on nights on WBCN, and so that was my introduction.
Yeah, I never listened to him when he was on nights, but I did once he started mornings.
So, Tommy, how long? Or when did you start calling into this show?
Well, I was calling in probably 4 or 5 years ago, but I become a regular caller last like 3.5 years.
3.5 years. Wow.
That's it. It feels like long.
Well, I had a good run there where I was on a lot, but I said, like me and Jesse were talking earlier about it, that they're trying to give other people a chance. So I'm still on hold every day, and I got on a couple of weeks ago. That was the first time I'd been on since either early December or late November. So, it really comes down to your question. If he's going to
what it all,
a lot of times I'll have a question and he'll talk about it like in the first hour, and it's like, I'm screwed. So, he talks about it and he doesn't go to you. I'll hang up and call back. That's another thing. People think it's so hard to get through. I'll do that. I'll hang up and call back, and it may take me, 5-10 times to call, but I can get through.
Now, Tommy, have you noticed the pattern that there is when you're calling in? Because I caught a pattern that's like way obvious.
Yeah, you got to hear this stalker talk.
I noticed that there's two levels of volume when the phone is ringing. Now, when the volume is lower, you're not on their board, and you only get up to 5 rings max. Sometimes it'll go off within 1 or 2 rings, but no more than 5 rings, and you'll get a certain type of error code. Yeah. Now, when the volume is louder, you're on their board, and you get up to 10. There's 10 rings or 1 full minute before you get the other message that says there's no one available to take your call. So what I would do is, when I start calling, if I noticed that it was lower, I would just immediately hang up and redial. Yeah. And then once I heard that it was louder, I would stay on and let it go the full minute.
Yeah. Sometimes when you call, it there's some kind of like a buzz in the background, and it won't ring or
Yeah, that's when you're not. Like I said, sometimes it gives you 5 calls max. Sometimes it'll give you that error message right away.
Yeah.
or after 1 or 2 rings. But that's the pattern that I caught off of that.
Okay.
When Jesse told me that theory, the only thing I could ask him was, I mean, how many restraining orders have been taken out on you over the years?
On me?
No, on
No,
Jesse for knowing these things about the rings. I mean,
okay.
my God, I can just picture what goes on in San Diego with this guy.
Well, he's just very, observant.
I
He's
know.
got a keen eye and ear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay, when you hit your I call them droughts, right?
But when I like how you say a bobo funk. He calls it a bobo funk.
No, like a bobo complex. You ever get the bobo complex where you start freaking out?
That's what it is.
You know what? I never did until recently. That's why a couple of weeks ago when I got on, I was like so happy because I thought Howard didn't like me anymore. You know, but
goes through waves. You're right about that.
Yeah, it's really all the question because I've gotten on. I think I got on once, 3 times in the same show, and at least like 3 or 4 times, twice in the same show.
Yeah,
and
I've done that.
You know who's a good caller is Mark from Boston.
Yeah.
You know? He usually has good questions.
Now, one thing I like about your calls is you're able to stay on for long periods of time.
Sometimes, people hate that.
Oh yeah, that's when he starts telling you how people say, but you know what? Fuck it.
I know.
if you hate it, call in and try. But no, man.
I you know what I do is like I'll have my main question, but then I'll have other stuff, and then if and I can improvise too, to go to another thing or something I was thinking about before. But yeah, I think my longest call ever, I don't know, was about 4 or 5 months ago. I think I was on for like 35 minutes from the time he picked me up to the time he hung up on me, and I got all kinds of negative shit from that on Twitter and. It's funny on Twitter. Most of the people on Twitter are pretty positive. They're like, go for it, call in. It's just they must email Howard and say get him off there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the negativity. The negativity in the Stern Facebook super fans can be a bit aggravating. Like I can't imagine being a fan of something and just like bitching about it. Like I mean, I bitch about Howard stuff, but not like I mean, I wouldn't be in the group or on there if I like hated it like a lot of these people seem like.
Well, don't you think most people are negative anyway? And in life, it's easy to be negative, and it's like the terrorists. It's easy to blow stuff up because no one's looking for it. But it's easy to tear shit down like that rather than be positive and in the face of all the negativity.
Yeah, yeah. Like I like to fuck with the fans when they start getting all negative, like the time with the Octomom Sibian ride, and they were all complaining, "Don't ever play that shit again." And that's when I called in and said, "Hey Howard, can you mash it up with that Led Zeppelin song?" Because, and when he did that, that was awesome because to me, every time, all those people that heard it, anytime they hear that Led Zeppelin song, Octomom's gonna be screaming in their heads.
Yeah,
it's like quit bitching,
Yeah,
it's like. It's the greatest show on earth, no matter what, and it always will be.
Yeah, I agree. Like a lot of people think that it's gone downhill, the last few years, but I don't care if it has gone downhill. It's 10 times better than anything else on radio or TV. So
that's what I say too. I'd rather listen to like today's show is what I'll say. I'd rather listen to him today than anything else that's on the radio anywhere else. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, and then all the people that say, "Oh, all the replays is just too much with the replays." The way I see it, I'm getting a brand new vinyl record every week.
A piece?
Yeah.
I'm
getting a piece every week, and that for that week, I'm gonna listen to the shit out of it for that week, and then I'm gonna throw it away because I'm gonna get a new one the next week.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, I just appreciate it, But
yep.
People
take it for what it is. I mean,
people forget that we were a couple of years ago, like thinking he was going to retire. So, I mean, I'd rather it be 2 days a week than nothing, of course.
Yeah, I said that to him. I called up one day before he made his decision. I said, 2 days a week, I could take that, and then we end up getting 3. So it's better than I was willing to take 2 days.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to take one day. It's better than nothing, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, at least, I mean, some of us, we're so obsessed that we work our lives around the show, and it's like, okay, now that there's less live shows, we can actually start doing what we should be doing.
Exactly. Yeah. Jesse's kind of quiet over there. What's up with him?
Who, me? That's me talking the whole time.
Oh, it is? I thought it was Matt.
No, well, we're both going.
No, I'm here. I think we might sound.
You do. You sound alike.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of Jesse on stage with Ronnie Munn there. I think it was in on his Twitter or something. I saw it.
Yes, that was in the San Diego block party.
Yeah, it said he was a rock star.
I'm telling you, if you guys go to the block parties and the fans find out that that's you, Tommy from Malden, or that's you, Matt, they'll fucking love you, dude.
I went to see Howard at the Letterman show, and I met some people there, and they were all excited that Tommy from Malden was there.
Yeah.
But I'm a fanatic. It's not healthy, but what are you gonna do?
Oh yeah. My wife was a fan until she met me, and like 3 or 4 months after we'd been dating, we went to see Artie, and I was yelling out Tiger Woods and Dirty Work because it was right after that bet where he bet $5,000 Tiger Woods.
Oh yeah.
Win. And then he said, "All right, it was funny the first time. You wouldn't like it if I kept calling your girl a cunt." And she's kind of not appreciated Howard since then, but she's stayed with me for the 11 years since. So,
you know what I think my greatest call ever was? I was always on the fence about Artie. I mean, he was great at the beginning, but at the end, he just started repeating stories, and
he's repeating them now on his show. He's telling those stories over again.
Yeah, I haven't listened to his show, but I called in and I said, what's his name? His girlfriend at the time there.
Dana?
What was it? No, the one after that. The one after he was on heroin and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he was going to do a comedy show that weekend, and she wasn't going. And Howard kept saying, "Why isn't she going?" Adrian, yeah.
He's still with her.
He goes, "Adrian's grandfather died," right? So I get on there. I go, "Hey, Artie, sorry to hear about Adrian's grandfather." He said, "Oh, thank you." I said, "Is it true he died of embarrassment when he found out that she was dating Blubber Lang?" And he went, he's like, "Oh, fucking guy with a shitty Boston accent." And then Howard got mad.
Yeah, I that sounds familiar.
I have it on tape somewhere. I think it was my best one because I was really down and out there. I mean, he's falling asleep, and Howard's. I mean, he's probably not going to have him on because he's so embarrassed about how he overlooked all that shit.
Yeah, I think it's more of he doesn't know how to interview him like in a funny way, but without crossing the line where he's going to rehash what actually happened with him. But I mean, with that book coming out, that I guess got pushed up again till the end of this year now. I mean, I think most of the book is going to be about his final weeks on the show.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just can't imagine how he won't be in to promote it. But we'll see.
You know what? I'm going to eat supper here. I can switch to the other phone. It probably won't sound as good, unless you want to go to Riley.
Well, he should be with us in a few minutes. So
all right, David. I'm going to flip over to the cordless and
flip over.
All right, here I am. Does that sound okay?
Nice. Oh, yeah, fine.
I've killed this cord. The cordless phone. The battery's down to where it'll last about 10 minutes now. I already killed one of them, and the second one's got about 10 minutes left. So.
Yeah, I like how you guys say that me and Matt sound the same, but it's you two who got the Boston accent.
Yeah,
I don't really hear Matt. Said Mark from Boston. He's got a good Boston accent. I don't really hear it on you though.
It's a little the accent of Haverhill people, I guess, is a little bit different.
908, you're on the air.
Hello, darling. I'm Riley Martin.
Riley, you're on the air on hold with Matt and Jesse. Hey, Tommy, I think we're going to go ahead and let you go. We've got our guest called in with us now.
I just want to say, Riley, I love you, man.
Hey, thanks, man.
Talk to you later, guys.
Tommy,
okay, love you guys. Yeah. How
Well,
are
Riley,
you?
it is an honor to have you call into our show, Riley. I got to tell you.
Well, Matt, Jesse, Emily, and Bill, and all of y'all, it's my pleasure to be here.
Oh, Emily's my wife. She'll be thrilled by that.
Yeah. I was just telling Elon. I said, Elon, I think I have fallen deeply in love with Emily. However, but I'm not going to come over there and say that because I don't want no beat down.
Yeah, stay out of Massachusetts.
Okay.
This feels very iconic right now, Riley. You don't. I mean, you don't have. This is the greatest thing right now. And
well, my goodness.
Superstar. You're the biggest celebrity we've had on so far.
Well, it's my pleasure, my dear. I'm always looking out for the up and coming little guys that's trying to make it, and if I can pitch in a little bit to try and uplift your spirits and your quotient on the air, then I'm glad to do that. Yeah.
Now, one thing I love about your show, Riley, is the way you. I mean, you're so professional, dude.
Jeez.
You're honestly, you're very professional, and you do have a lot of callers that call in and heckle, and I was just curious, like does that ever get to you, and like how do you deal with that,
Well, young man, these trivial little hecklers don't have the slightest idea of what I've been through. I've been through life. I have walked through the valley of the shadow of death. I've been dealing with fools all my life, and the triviality of that doesn't faze me for a moment. However, they are taking up valuable time that some valuable information could be given to nice people out there. Other than that, doesn't faze me at all,
Yeah, the way you handle that, Riley, is great. I mean, you'd think that you'd been broadcasting for 20-something years. Your delivery and your on-air persona is terrific.
Well, my goodness, it's like this. If you are speaking from your true experiences and your heart, you don't have to keep track of any lies or anything of that nature because you know what you know. And therefore, it fascinates me when people call in with good questions, regardless of what they be. Whether it be about history, theology, paleontology, the sciences, physics, you name it to some extent. If I know it, then I'll give them the skinny on what I know. It's as simple as that. You see what I mean?
Now, I do have I have this legit question for you, Riley.
Okay.
I saw this this show recently on the Science Channel or something where they were talking about this asteroid that they discovered in the Kuiper Belt that they found ice on there. They found a huge body of water, and they also noticed that there's an iron core. So they're wondering if maybe it's warm enough closer to the surface that there's an ocean in there, and if there's possibly life on there. Now they're sending a probe out there. There's one already out there. I guess it was just done checking out one asteroid, and it's scheduled to get to this other asteroid in like 2015. And so I mean, I once
asked the alien Tan. I said, Tan, tell me, how many living planets or space bodies are there in the Milky Way galaxy alone? And he said, friend Martin, if you should visit a new living sphere planet or whatever, each day for the duration of your gestation, rest of my life, you should not even begin to tax the number, and nor would I. Now, I understand that he is roughly 10,000 years of age as we measure time. And if he'll live another 10,000 before recloning. Now, if he visited a new living body, each day for the rest of his life, he would not even begin to see them all in this one galaxy alone, the Milky Way, in which we are a part of. Now, bear in mind that there are at least 100 billion, with a B, other galaxies, most of them bigger than this one. And so the factors of life is ad infinitum. You understand? They may breathe a different air, a chemo mixture, or something of that nature. They are nonetheless alive. Life is tenacious. Life will find a way. You can find life on the tide pools of volcanoes. You can find life in the deepest parts of the Mariel Trench. You can find life in the hot springs of the valleys and things of this nature. So life, one way or the other, one level or the other, will exist where there is water, carbon, and any form of oxygenation. Certainly.
Right. Riley, sorry, Jesse. I want to ask Riley, what is your take, or maybe you have some knowledge of where the pyramids came from? That's something I've wanted to ask you on your show, but I just have never gotten to it. Where do you think the pyramids came from, or do you know?
Okay, very briefly. About 35,000 years ago, mankind was nothing more than hunter-gatherers, following the seasons, the rains, the herds up and down the Fertile Crescent. Shortly thereafter, some beings not of this earth fell on an island out in the Mediterranean we call it now Atlantis.
Right.
Over a period of time, trying to find life forms that were more closely relevant to their own, genetically indigenous, they ultimately came down and looked upon the daughters of men, found them fair, and took of them wives. And their sons, their offspring, the hybrids, became of old great men of renown. And from out of there, from ancient Sumeria down into Egypt and around, thus began these fantastic creations and buildings and architecture, animal husbandry, irrigation, medicine, astronomy, you name it, because mankind was imbued with the genetics of these extraterrestrials. Now, that goes now since all of life began in that part of the world. Ultimately now, there's no race, creed, or color that does not have a great measure of the alien hybrid genetics within them. You see what I mean?
No
kidding. The pyramids is not built as a mausoleum for the dead. No. It is in essence a benign battery. Its circumference and its composture means that it is a never-ending, electromagnetic pulsar that goes out into space. If I'm tooling around out there 100 light years from here, I can pick up on the pyramids. Man, does find out a lot about this planet. The life forms, the atmosphere, and so forth and so on. So it's a big battery, put it like that.
No kidding.
And it was not built by anything that man has. We couldn't do it today.
Yeah, and you that's the thing, because the pyramid, they're all over the planet, and they're all built in the same dimensions, and they point the same. And I gotta say this. You know, a lot of these people, call you crazy, or whatever. But you know what? I've always thought the people like the religious people, that everyone that thinks that we're the only planet in this universe that has life, you guys are fucking nuts. You know?
Yeah, right. Otherwise, it would be anybody that's not brain damaged by now. I am not nullifying religious belief or anything of that nature. it's necessary for people to gain a direction. However, by now, anyone that's rational, with all of your cameras and incidents and all of this and all of the things that are on this planet and have been witnessed out in space by presidents, astronauts, military officials, whole cities, and things of that nature, then, they got to know we're not alone by now unless they're just totally blind crazy or more or less a Republican or something.
Yeah. I'm just surprised there's not more evidence of it. Like, I mean, we have you who might be the foreperson in their experience being taken away, I think, but it's just not more concrete evidence.
Well, it's been written off down through history, young man. Ezekiel's wheel in the middle of a wheel, Jacob's ladder, Enoch's visitors, Elijah's visitors, Moses' visitors on Mount Sinai. There are so many other things in the ancient hieroglyphics of the Egyptians and the Sumerian, the cuneiform writings and all of this. They speak of these visitors that came down from the heavens. In your Judeo-Christian Bible, it speaks of these incidents and things of this nature. So it's not a far-ranging thing. People are just not reading it right or something like that. You know what I mean? They've been here all the time.
Right.
The great mothership. I told them where it was 30 years ago. In 2004, the Cassini organ started taking photographs of a great luminous object, just where I said it was, out near Saturn, and what have you. And it is not a moon; it is self-illuminating and things of that nature. So all of these things I know, and I only went to the 8th grade in school.
That's amazing.
These things are coming to pass. I was taught by these people in the sky while I spent time among them.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Pardon me a moment, but that was Speech Impediment Man trying to call in. Should I take his call next time he calls back, or how do we feel about that right now?
Well, I mean, otherwise, can you comprehend or understand him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can feel him if I can't understand him. Let him call.
Yeah.
All right,
I'll tell him to call back.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny when when people ask me, do you believe in the Bible? I tell them, look, I believe in the Hubble telescope.
Well,
because
you can believe in the Hubble telescope and pay homage to the Bible also, young man.
Well, yeah.
You don't have to become an atheist in order to understand that people were honestly writing what they saw and described it in the way that they felt it was. However, that does not mean that God is not real. You see?
Yeah, well, right. But I'm just saying for a lot of those that the way they interpret it, and they say, no, there's no life out there. But I mean, obviously there is, and I just wish some of these people could accept that and interpret that into the Bible, incorporate it.
Well, certainly, you have to. That's what I'm trying to do, is open their minds enough. I'm not trying to tell them to not be Baptist or Christian, Jewish, or whatever, a Muslim or whatever. I'm just saying you have to open your mind to the reading of the ancient scriptures and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And it will tell you that we are not alone.
Right.
You understand? Yeah. When they say we took the daughters of men and took them wives, well, now, it's probably hard to believe that winged angels is going around banging all the girls getting babies. So, therefore, it had to be a physiological being similar to what we are in order to have, gain that inroad into our genetics and what have you. Yeah.
We're getting a little sample of the vast wisdom and knowledge you have, Riley. It's amazing that Sirius hasn't stepped up and given you some kind of reasonable salary by now, and I mean, you do it for the fans,
well,
I know.
Well, it's like this. You have to understand. These are superstar Hollywoody people. They not only do they not give me a break, they don't even like each other. Oh, they'll say they do, but they hate each other's guts. And they are looking to the trivialities of the world, and they are hung up on that, and they are on to shine their own light. If they can get a Riley Martin, a true Riley Martin, which is only one, if they can get him cheap, they will do so.
Yeah.
You don't understand. Until somebody comes along that can override what they are doing, then they will have to do better. You see what I mean?
Well, I just hope it's wherever you go, it's at a place where everyone will be able to get it. Because I mean, every week, I wish it was more than an hour, but I mean,
right. Well,
you're doing some wonderful things over there.
Tell the listeners to go to the website at RileyMartin.com, RileyMartin.com, and find out more about me. And they can catch my show on Sirius XM Radio every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, the Riley Martin Show.
Channel 101, Howard
101. Yeah,
Well,
101. Mm-hmm.
Well, Riley, we thank you very much for calling in, but I think we should save the last part of the show for Speech Impediment Man.
Okay.
And this is a great honor.
Well, it's my
Riley,
honor.
Riley, I would love it. Could you say Okwantangin Code Base Radio? I would love it if you could.
Okwantangin 1, on hold coast-based radio.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much, Riley. We love you.
Laji 1, my dear ones.
Quite Laji 1, Riley.
Yes. That means all praises unto the light, more or less.
And Hakeem Olajuwon, that's for Sean Arsenal.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. And so now you say you had a man waiting on the line?
Yeah, he's we can hear him breathing right now.
All that noise is him. We don't have a call
Speech Impediment
screener.
Man.
Speech Impediment Man.
Did you want to say hi to Riley before he hangs up?
Oh, Speech, you
I
got a
wanted to ask Riley a question. Can I ask him a question?
Go ahead.
Just stop breathing, for Christ's sake. No, I'm kidding. Speech.
I just got done doing my woman, I'm sorry.
Again.
If a normal heterosexual man were to have sex with a Bolivian female,
Biavian.
Yeah.
Biavian, I mean, would the child have special powers?
Oh, yeah, the child would be different, and he'd have a lot more of their blood because the woman you make love to, like I did, would be a hybrid, I mean half human, half alien. So your child would actually be 3/4 human. Now, he might have a big old head, kind of, but yes, he would have some of the attributes that the aliens have. And I'll tell you this.
Do you ever hear from this kid?
Now, what special powers do the Biavians have? Can they see into the future?
Well, yeah, based upon existing data, they can tell you a lot about the future. Now, they also are telepaths. They cannot articulate with their lips, with their vocal cords. It is all telepathic communication. And now, if you had a kid with one of the hybrid women, he would no doubt have some of those telepathic powers, as well as other things, scientific knowledge and all of this that is piped into him as he grows older and all of that. Yeah. Mm?
So the Biavians are way advanced. They have a way advanced civilization above ours.
Yeah, they are millions of years older than us as far as the species is concerned. Therefore, if we should live long enough, over the centuries, and life is eternal, young man, over the centuries, then ultimately we will gain some of those same powers that they already have now. And there are some humans among you that does have certain elementals of those powers, such as psychics and things of that nature, Nostradamus, Edgar Cayce, Nikola Tesla, and others. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Now, you said you had sex with one of the females. If you were to go to their planet, would you be welcome to live with a Biavian?
Yeah, you would be able to live with a hybrid female, not a full-blooded, Biavian, simply because it's literally impossible with your equipment to make love to a full-blood Biavian woman. But the half-bloods, yeah, you could fall in love with one of them and have kids and all that. On Biave, they won't let you do it here because you would alter the continuum of the earth,
Now, Riley, I want to ask you. You said that you have a kid with one of the Biavians. Have you had contact with your offspring?
They showed them to me. They're back on the home planet. I've never been to that home planet. I've seen it on the vid screens in the mothership.
What is the name of that planet?
BRV.
Wow.
It is located in what we call the Taurus constellation, about 450 light years from Earth. But now
so that's in another galaxy.
Well, no, it's in this galaxy. However, the Milky Way galaxy, but it's a long way away. However, they can cross that distance one way in about 4.5 years as we measure time. That means that their technology enables them to run at least 100 times the speed of light across vastness of space. Yeah, they can do that. Yeah.
No,
wow, that's faster than a $6 million man.
Yeah, that's faster than light. 182,262 miles a second. That's one time the speed of light. But you can do that.
You have a Biavian child.
I have a number of them, yeah. Mm-hmm.
How often do you get to see this child?
No, I saw them.
Listening?
I saw them back on the home planet on the vid screens above the mothership. I've never physically laid hands on them,
Wow, that must.
Hey guys, listen. We have about 5 minutes left. Speech, Sam. We're gonna go ahead and say goodbye to you, and then we'll finish up with Riley so that I can prepare for High Pitch Eric's show. So thank you for calling in.
Okay.
We'll get to you.
All right. Thank you.
Sorry about that, Riley. He was just.
That's
a little
okay. No, that's okay. He was asking good, solid questions.
Oh,
he's a very intelligent man. He may have a bit of a speech impediment, but he's a very intelligent man.
You should call him breathing impediment man.
Breathing, yeah.
Making me nuts.
I was wondering what that was. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, but it's I mean, what's so awesome? I mean, this show is the focus is about the callers, and I mean, Riley's one of the big time, all time greats. You've called into this show back in the years before you got your own show, and with Speech calling in, I mean, he's just a big fan. Honored to talk to you. So I mean, we can talk to him on another show.
Well, yeah. Well, I appreciate anybody who likes the Riley Martin show. Then I appreciate them being fans.
Yeah. No, it is the best show on Sirius in my opinion, and I hope I can't believe that you haven't got further as far as like them bumping you up a little bit. I mean, we are 7 years in.
Well, if I were brain damaged, or if I crapping in buckets, or making love to animals or something, they'd have me on more often. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, no, he got you.
I mean, it's like they're giving you 1 hour, and they know the people want more, but they're just I don't know what the thought process
They're just intractable. I don't believe that boy Stern can stand anyone who actually is talented instead of brain damaged. You see what I mean?
Right.
And so he's petty. He's petty. He's got all the money in the world, more money than the Pope, but he's petty and he's jealous.
Let's just be thankful since I mean, lately Howard's been like he shut down, back off his radio because it started getting good, and let's just be glad that he hasn't shut your show down because it is one of the better shows.
Right. Well, it's too popular. Yeah. If I would not be there, young man, if I was not making them money.
Yeah.
I don't care if I was his cousin. I would not be there unless I was good. So it's not like they're doing me no great favors.
They know if they got rid of Riley's show, I think that the listenership would go way down, and that there'd be millions less subscribers in an instant. I predict.
Yeah. Now they try not to ever tell me nothing about the popularity, but I already know, and all of this, and all. I appreciate the factor of being able to speak to the people of the world, even if it's only for 1 hour a week. But and at this price, which is ridiculous and petty, and petty and bigoted and everything else. But still, let them. They will make their own row in their hole. And even though they got all the money in the world, they're married to some pretty Cisco women and all of that. Then let us see if they end up happy or happier than me. And by simply being able to eat every day and pay my rent and love my beautiful wife, whom I didn't buy. So I do not begrudge them anything, that they have.
Well, Riley, we're so grateful that you called in, but unfortunately we have to let you go now because we're getting to get off in like 2 minutes.
I understand.
And I
thank
would
you
love
once again.
I'd love it if you called in again sometime soon, Riley, and we'd give you some more notice next time for sure.
Right, give me more notice, and I'll try and help you when I can, young man. But you all hang to it, and Emily, take care of my darling.
All right. Oh, she's going to be thrilled. Riley, thank you so much for calling in.
Okay, take care, guys.
All right.
Take care now, and give my love to the folks.
Thanks. Wow.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Bye-bye.
See you later, Riley.
Okay.
Well, Matt, that was awesome.
that was. I mean, John Lennon could have been dug up and brought back to life and called in, and I wouldn't be happier than I am right now.
No, that was pretty surreal, man. I don't know what the hell happened there.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my God, what was up with the? I mean, I know I breathe heavy, but I was getting a headache from Speech Impediment Man.
But
my God.
It's true. He was having like total cool dialogue with the guy. It just got off the topic of the show. You're right, but up until then, I was like, they need to be interviewing each other.
Well, it was like I don't know. I was getting nervous that he was starting to probe him a little bit, and I liked the way it was going. So I don't know. I thought it was
all right.
Better stick with what we
wrap it up so that I can give Eric a call now.
All right. Well, that was another crazy week, crazy start, but we worked it out, and I hope everyone enjoyed On Hold with Matt and Jesse.
The High Pitch Eric show is coming up next, followed by a Stern Nation on Codebase Radio. And
all right, over and out.
Codebase Radio, where geek and